araw na ito ay ang election ng Chancellor. So tinatanong ko po sana kung walang report ang Judicial Council para sa Judicial Court at Committee ng Investigation, pwede po ba gawin na natin ito dahil Wednesday pa po ito nakakalendar?
We are about to do that a while ago, but somebody made a remark that the Chancellor actually is an advisory to the College of Bishops, so mas mainam kung hintayin yung mga bagong obispo at sila yung mag-nominate. All right? Yes, yes, Brother Gutierrez.
Ben Gutierrez, clergy. Our Book of Discipline has a very definite procedure for electing a committee on investigation of the Central Conference. The College of Bishops, by the way, this committee has 7 members with 6 reserved. The College of Bishops make a nomination of 7 and 6 reserves. Nominations can be made from the floor. I would suggest that as much as possible, the members of the committee would be such that they represent the 3 areas proportionally. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that reminder. So we have, there is nothing before us. Are you ready to go home? Yeah, I'm only joking. Here is Sister Liz. Can you update us on, yes, can you update us on the pensions? All right, so let us listen to her.
Beloved bishops of our church, United Methodist Church, and delegates of this august body, good afternoon. I would like to update you on the CCPI. I have been reporting on this on all the annual conferences, and as you know this, the CCPI, the Central Conference Pension Initiatives, was created by the General Board of Pensions, Health and Benefits to assist, support the Central Conferences in creating a sustainable pension fund. Actually, among the Central Conferences, the Philippines is just one of the few that has a pension fund, program for the retired ministers. Although, as you very well know, our funds are fast disappearing because no adequate amount, no adequate contributions have been coming, and we've had more clergies retiring. Every year we add up. And so they saw the need that we have, the support that we have, but there was an agreement that whatever they will give us was to help us keep the fund going. That's why in all annual conferences, we have informed you that the Coordinating Council has approved our new pension program, which is going to be effective by January 2013, and this will be contributory. Because of this, because we have already approved this, we were able to get the approval also of the CCPI, and we are now one of the 13 central conferences that will be receiving some funds for them. But let me just inform you that the funds that will be coming in is not to add to the pension that is being given to the pensioners. It is to add to the fund so that the funds will not get lost, will not disappear. Because as you know, we, as of June 2011, we only have 15 million pesos. As of December, as of this month, I don't know how much we still have. The Central Conference Pension Initiative is a global United Methodist Pension Task Force to aid and support central conferences. So we are grateful that the General Board of Pensions and Health Benefits has created this and has included us in this. They will be, by January, we will be receiving the interest earnings on the $3 million that they have allotted for the Philippines. And they pegged the interest at 5% a year. I thought it was more than that. In fact, I made a mistake and told our treasurer that we would be receiving $160,000 a year, which should give us 40,000 per quarter. But going over the agreement that we had with them, it's really only 150,000, and that will give us 35,500, I think, per quarter. But as I said, but the condition is we go into contributories. So let me remind the pastors and the churches that come January, you have to start giving contributions aside from what, you know, what we have, and also the churches that you serve should also start giving on that. Now, we had seminars on the new contributory pension program. We had several seminars to let you know about this, but we are now able to have copies of the IRR implementing rules and regulations on the new program. So the questions that you had during our seminars should be answered in that IRR, and I think it was in your kits. Clergy, do you have it in your kits, the IRR? Did you see that? Okay, so we will be holding also some meetings to be able to explain it further to you, but please go over those IRR so that whatever questions you might have will be answered there. I think that's about all. So I hope that all the pastors and the churches will give their full support in our new program. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Sister Liz. That's the update on our board on pensions. Now, if we dismiss 1 hour earlier, can we come back 1 hour earlier also? So that we can go home 1 hour earlier also. We have nothing before us now except dinner, and if it is ready, we can dismiss and come back for tonight's session to listen to the concert. There is a ballot. What is calendar, Brother Secretary? There's nothing in my table right now.
Bishop, we informed you earlier that there is a report from the Committee on the Laity and the Committee on Clergy.
All right. Committee on the Laity,
Yes, Bishop.
are you ready? And Committee on the Clergy. That is what I am saying. Hindi pa tapos sila na organize, so they cannot make a report.
Bishop, they have already submitted their report.
All right. Oh, that's good. So we have something to do. Yes. What is this? Laity? Ah, okay. Okay.
We are getting confused.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, bishops. Here is a partial report of the Committee on the Laity. Yesterday, we organized as a Committee on the Laity That was December 13 to 15 p.m. Here at the sanctuary. There were 34 members present out of 68. You can see this at the page 149 of the handbook. In our elected chairman is Mr. Pacifico Anyag from Bulpak. He requested me to report this organization effort of the Committee on the Laity. Vice Chair is yours truly from the Quezon City Philippines Annual Conference East. And our secretary is Mr. Ruth Labangan from the MPAC. For the Committee of the Laity, there was a referral to the committee. You can please find this in page 59 of the legislative agenda kit. The referral has something to do with referral on the Nasaan na nga ba yun? Where is that? Is the proposed amended provisions on the Central Conference Administration, amending the current Section 6 by repealing and adding the following underlined words to the entire section as follows. Section 11, National Council on Young People's Ministries. If you have been reading this provision, I would like to inform the body that this was endorsed for confirmation or approval by the Committee on the Laity. The reason is basically are the following: to put a structure to the already existing to the already existing National Council on Youth Ministries. Another is to strengthen the ministry, and the amendment more defined what should the ministry do, and it is also to establish accountability. So the amendment is before you, and we are endorsing the amendment. If you would like a more detailed discussion on this, may I call on the proponent of this amendment, no other than the youth, with Ms. Joy Eva Bohol as President of the Youth. So, Bishop, this is for action.
Yes, what page is that, please?
Page 59. Page 59, letter B. This is the legislative agenda kit.
All right. Please open your kit on page 59, and it is there in the bottom. Is that right? Letter B? Is
Yes, Bishop.
proposed amendment provisions on the Central Conference Administration, amending the current section 11 by repealing and adding the following underlined words. Is that the one? To the entire section as follows. National Council on Young People's Ministries. Instead of youth, you want to use young people's. All right, it's before you. It's simply a change of words. Any remarks? Did you understand what we are doing? All right, yes. Please come to the podium, Sister Eva.
Okay, so this proposal is, we already have an existing provision on the National Council on Youth Ministries. And then this proposal is just to define it well and to really to give the structure, the name, its definition, its responsibilities, and to give further details and its direct connection or direct link to the Philippine Central Conference. Because it is not written in our, if you check your handbook at page 128, there are only 3 paragraphs for the National Council on Youth Ministries. And if we also we also refer to the Book of Discipline, Council on Youth, if we define youth, youth is only limited to the UMYFP. And it excludes the UMYAFP because at the present, NCYM is an umbrella council of the two organizations. So to define it further, to make it more understandable and to put really skeleton on and flesh and muscles, whatever, to the provision, then we are amending it. And from the 3 paragraphs, it has become a 5 pages.
What you are saying now is the phrase young people would include the youth and the MAYAF, right?
Yes.
All right. Any further remarks? Yes, Sister Chita. Do you belong to the youth? Ah, I thought you were.
Bishop, I'm Chita Framo of the Northwest Philippines Annual Conference. What remark?
Yes.
What we're expecting here is that the Legislative Committee has studied this to report to us.
All right.
And therefore, we want to know what the Legislative Committee has done with this proposal. That's my remark.
All right. Will you respond to that?
What the Committee on, I
Late.
hope I'm answering it right. What the Committee on the Late did is to go over this and then with some discussions, I think that was a thorough discussion that we had, a discussion on the structure, the relationship, and the discussion on strengthening of the youth of the ministry, and the things that it does should be more defined, because this is already approved in the handbook of delegates on page 128. We understand that the youth just put, as they said, put flesh into it, more defined, and establish accountability. So with a discussion of an hour, we were able to convince that we should recommend this for approval.
All right. Yes. Brother, doon sa likod.
I am Alex Pomegas from Quezon City base. There was a leader who said that if you are going to dictate what the people would eat and what the medicine the people would use, it seems that you are living in a reign of tyranny. Now, my dear brothers and sisters and Bishop, it is good that our young people are thinking for themselves. So that, therefore, I appeal to you, brothers and sisters, let us give the young people to decide for themselves, because they will be the agent of change for the future, for the good of our country and our
Thank you.
land.
Are there any further remarks? If there is none, I will put this matter to a vote. It's properly before us. You are amending this section, changing the word youth to young peoples. All right? If you will amend it, raise your hand. If you're against it, it is done. Thank you. Are there any further amendments? Is that all, Sister Glo?
Yes, it's our initial report, Bishop. because I am-
Initial report, so there
Yes.
will be some partial and final later. Yes, Brother Arnel.
Arnold Depano from QC Pace. Just a reminder for the committee to elect a lay leader for the central conference that will be affirmed by the body.
Yes, we are waiting for the nomination from the proper committee who will do that. What else?
Committee on the Clergy, Bishop.
Yes, sandali lang. Brother Secretary, do you have any advice? The next item is
May I approach, Bishop?
somebody was raising his her hand. Okay, Judge, yes.
Bishop, again to expedite proceedings, since we are still awaiting the election of the two other Episcopal leaders, maybe those who wish to nominate the Chancellor and the three Associate Chancellors can submit their nominees and their respective biodata to the College of Bishops for consideration.
Thank you. That's very helpful. Kayo na may mga iniisip dyan na pangalan. Yes, Brother Anyag.
Bishop Pacifico Anyag, Bulpak. I'm the chairman of the Committee on the Laity, and I heard that the committee is expected to make a nomination for the conference lay leader. The reason why we did not consider this in our meeting yesterday was that I believe that that provision that created the conference lay leader has not yet been approved by the body. That's my understanding. Anyway, expecting that it would later on be approved in the same manner as Judge Regano said, maybe you would want to make recommendations or nominations to the Committee on the Laity for the position of conference lay leader.
Thank you, Brother Anyag. Now, next, Committee on Clergy. Who is responsible here? Yes, Brother Pete.
Beloved bishops and the fellow delegates to the Senate Conference, magandang hapon po.
Hello. Oh.
Thank you, Bishop. We want to present the report of the Committee on the Clergy and may request our secretary to read the report for and in behalf of the committee.
Thank you, Brother Pitt. Good afternoon, bishops and members of this conference and guests. The Committee on Clergy met twice. The first one was on December 12 with only 10 members present out of 84 members registered in our handbook. And there are actions that were taken. The first one was the election of officers. Reverend Dr. Petorio Jr. was elected as chairperson, Reverend J.C. Salangsang as the vice, and yours truly as the secretary. During that meeting, the committee adopted the 4 petitions listed in our legislative agenda. Petitions number 3007, 3008, 3009, and 3010, page 66 to 69. The second meeting happened yesterday, December 13, with 27 members present. And the following actions were taken. 1, confirmation of the actions taken during the previous meeting, the election of the officers, and the adoption of the 4 petitions. And to bring 2 recommendations to this conference. And the first recommendation is to pass action relative to the 4 petitions adopted by the committee. And the second recommendation is that the College of Bishops and the Commission on Theological Education shall clarify issues relative to Wesley Divinity School situation. That's our report, Bishop.
All right. They have 2 recommendations. The first one has 4 items in it. Let us discuss them one by one. Will you please explain petition 3007?
Petition number 3007 is about the creation of Philippine Central Conference University Senate.
All right. Do you need some further remarks about that? It's simply creating that. It's simply creating that Senate. It's simply a group of persons responsible to to oversee our universities, or seminaries, right?
Yeah.
You want the Central Conference to create that? Isn't it that we already have one? We just presented a certificate from a university senate. Yes, brother.
Reverend Ramos from MINPAC. The clergy is again proposing for the creation of the University Senate when in fact we have already the University Senate who gave a plaque to the Hans Theological Seminary.
Right. Okay. Yes. Do you have any ideas?
Shone Duarte from QC PACE. Bishop, I think the committee should enlighten us with what our rules says about the Senate. Because if there is a term of office for the members of the Senate, then we should nominate new members to it. If there's none, then we can confirm or whatever. Maybe they should or reorient us on the rules that we have.
That's right. I think that's correct. There is already a Senate, to my understanding, but it's simply the terms of the people there. Whether you have to change them now because the quadrennium is ending or things like those. What is the response to this, Brother Pitt?
Okay, Bishop, when we adopted this resolution, we were aware that we have a university senate, but when we saw this, I think the purpose of the writer of this resolution was to make sure that when the end of the term of the present Senate comes, then the
Alright.
Central Conference will take action on it.
So
It's routinary.
the inquiry now that we will ask is there a term for the members right now? And if there is none, it's up to you to establish that. Yes, Sister Connie?
Connie Semimelia, Mindanao, Philippines Annual Conference. I think the very question that we are raising right now will be resolved if we'll pass this petition. Because petition 3007 has been petitioned by Reverend Jonathan Olanday, who had been a member of the University Senate. And there is a postscript here why he is petitioning the creation of the University Senate, and I will read that, Bishop. According to the postscript, I suppose that a PCC University Senate is being organized every PCC session, but I have not seen any provision about it in the discipline of Central Conference Administration or PCC Handbook. The petitioner is a member of the PCC University Senate, and Dr. Anselmo Lupdag is the incumbent chairperson. The purpose of this petition is to insert a section in the PCC Handbook, a provision pertaining to PCC University Senate to stabilize its contextual functions. And the term of office is part of that contextual function.
The way I understand that is there already is a University Senate, but then the people there, the term of their office should end at the end also of the quadrennium. That is how I understand as you read it. Is that correct? So what you have to do now is simply elect people for the next quadrennium. If that is our understanding, we can. Yes, Brother Erning.
Then, Bishop, I so move that we will now nominate the officers of the University Senate so that they will act for this quadrennium.
For the new quadrennium, yes.
Yes, Bishop.
How many would you like? Yes, Brother Gaspar, what's your point of order?
Bishop Samuel Gaspar, Northern Philippines. Bishop, the point of order is that we haven't approved this petition and there is no document that shows about the action of the Philippine Central Conference on the creation of the University Senate in the past.
All right. You're right. That's simply a matter of technicality. Then let us proceed. And all those who would approve this petition, raise your hand. All those against, it is done. Then let us proceed with the nomination. Any names? Here is another information now. The nomination would come from the College of Bishops. So you leave that to the College of Bishops. All right. Mayroon na. Yes, Brother.
Camilo Toledo Jr. from Minpak. Bishop, I think one of the rationale of this petition was that we need to have something in our rules of order pertaining to this University Senate. Kailangan natin ang guide na malalagay sa ating rules of order upang mabigyan ng gawain ang rules of Senate. Wala po, yun ang sinasabi sa rationale. Wala siya doon sa ating rules of order.
All right. Thank you for those remarks. Now, the person who wrote this is present right here. He can explain it, but he needs permission to talk. Will you permit Jonathan Olanday? All right, Brother Olanday.
Thank you, Bishop. This is Jonathan Ulanday from East Mindanao Philippine National Conference. The University Senate is being organized every Central Conference session. But we have been indicated that in our handbook, and Reverend Connie Melia is correct in her interpretation on that. Secondly, we did not set any qualifications as to who are going to be appointed in that committee. In this petition, I have included certain qualifications and the composition. But it's because we don't have that provision. In our Book of Discipline of the United Methodist Church, the provision regarding University Senate is only for the General Conference and no section there that pertains to the Central Conference. And so we would like to begin to have that in our Central Conference by stabilizing that and also establishing requirements, academic requirements and other things that would qualify those nominated persons in this committee that would look into and will evaluate our seminary programs, and they will be given the authority to accredit and recognize these institutions to be part of our church. That's the purpose of that, Bishop. We have that. We are doing that every 4 years, but we haven't put that in our handbook alongside the requirements and qualifications.
All right, please stand there. I will ask you one more question. How would you guide us now to proceed from here?
I submit this petition, Bishop, and it's indicated here. If the Central Conference in session will approve this petition, then this petition will be actually it's the CUB that will take the upper hand because
all right.
in here.
I see Sister Shune, and then after that, Sister Connie. After Sister Shune. Thank you very much, Brother Rolanday.
Shoni Ayo Duarte from QC Pace. Bishop, I have a motion to give solution to this issue. I think the legislation should not go to this committee in the first place. It should be given to the Siporo because it has something to do with rules and orders of the conference. So I move that we refer this matter to Siporo and let Siporo report this before the end of the session.
All right, it's a matter of referral. Let's in order. What's your point of order, Brother Gaspar?
Bishop, we have just approved the petition.
Right.
How can we repair something that has already been approved?
You have a point. Your point of order is in order. Now, so let us proceed now to fill in this Senate. How many names would you like? Now, yeah, we have already said that the nominees would come from the College of Bishops. So we stop there. Let's go to the next petition. Petition 3008. Please explain that.
Bishop, this is parallel to the first petition. It is in support of the first petition to institutionalize the University Senate.
All right. It's simply as equally to that. Or if you will approve that petition, raise your hand. If you are against, it is done. Thank you. Next, 3009. What do you mean by that?
Okay, the third petition, the fourth petition, Bishop. Oh, no, the third petition, I'm sorry. Petition to organize consortium of UMC theological institutions. Bishop, there are many theological institutions related to the United Methodist Church today. Some offer tertiary level degree courses. Some offer master's degree level. All of these are involved in theological education and ministerial formation. We want to have all of them united in a consortium so that they can help each other in affirming the basic requirements of the Book of Discipline for pastoral formation, emphasize relevant ministries to our Filipino and Asian contexts, and encompass a missiological focus in the light of our United Methodist faith and heritage. This, of course, will have to affect academic standards, it will have to affect professionalization and standardization of faculty, the implementation of required provisions of the CHED, development of accreditation and recognition standards that the University Senate will promulgate. This group will help each other so that they will meet whatever standards the University Senate will set. In other words, magsasama-sama po, magtutulong-tulungan yung mga eskwelahan natin para walang mapag-iiwanan sa kanila at magkakaisa sila para yung mga accreditation at recognition standards ng government at ang ating University Senate ay kanilang matutupad.
All right, I will put this matter before you now. It is simply to organize a consortium of United Methodist Theological Institute. If you want to organize that, you say yes. If you do not like, you say no. Right? If you like, say yes. All right? If you do not like, say no. All right, it is organized. Next.
Pang-apat po, is the petition to adopt standard requirements of the UMC Book of Discipline to the context of the Philippine Central Conference. When the Division of Ordained Ministry met, one of their most important concern had been the many ways that we treat the cases of pastors who have no chance at all of fulfilling the standard requirements. Of course, we started by affirming that as a rule, all pastors on their way to becoming ordained elders or deacons must fulfill the standards of the Book of Discipline. But in cases where this is not possible, then we developed a course of study for pastors.
All
And
right.
we had special cases that you can see in your legislative kit. We have the curriculum. So everything is there so that our districts and annual conferences under the supervision of the boards of ordained ministry can implement this to help our pastors who cannot go through the regular seminary route.
All right. My understanding, mga kapatid, is like this. It is actually the annual conference who has authority and power to set the standards. But what you want to do is to standardize it in the central conference. Is that correct?
Tama po, Bishop.
All right. If you want that to happen, raise your hand. If you are against, do the same. It is done. Next.
Maraming salamat po.
All right. But, there is another one. The number 2 recommendation. Okay. That the College of Bishop and the CTE shall certify issues.
Clarify, Bishop.
Clarify issues relative to WDS situations. Well,
I'm sorry, Bishop, meron pong kulang yan. During this Central Conference session. I'm sorry po, hindi
right.
namin nilagay.
Wala. All right. There are some issues regarding our Wesley Divinity School. It's a Commission on Theological Education and with the College of Bishops. What they are saying now is you want some information about that. Yeah, you can simply request it. You cannot mandate us to do that, right?
Yes.
We will do it. You do not need an action to do that.
Marami pong salamat, Bishop.
All right. Thank you very much. That ends the report. Brother Secretary, are there any other matters?
Bishop, nothing more is calendared for this afternoon.
All right, then let us
But-
listen to the
But
ballot
we would
result.
like to remind the legislative committees to please submit your reports for calendaring. You cannot proceed directly without your reports being calendared.
All right, before I give this to Bishop Brown, I would like some guidance from you. After the ballot result, would you like to go on recess or take one more ballot and impound it? All right, I give this to Bishop Brown.
Thank you, Bishop. Just clarifying, once we take the ballot, we'll impound so that your tellers can have a break too, okay? All right. Ballot number 8, ballots cast 447. There were 6 invalid ballots, 1 blank ballot, 298 required to elect. We do not have an election. Joy Umali, 221. Pete Torrio, 198. And forgive me, I forget you read them in the reverse. Kunanan Helen, 164. Francisco Syria, 134. Istoko Manuel, 79. Mendilo Mendre, 78. That ends the report. The names will be on the screen in a few moments. Ask the tellers to prepare themselves for the next ballot. All right. We'll ask the delegation heads to check your count and stand. We're sending the tellers now to get the count. Tellers, do you have the count? All right. Soon as the head teller is in position and ready, we'll receive the count. Okay. Tellers report. The count for this ballot is 464. Here they are. $464. as the tellers are getting their ballots, I'm going to ask if Ava Joy Bahol would be willing to pray for the ballot. If she would present herself. She heard it. She's coming. Thank you. I see you, Ava. And if you can pray from that mic when I ask for it. Thank you. Can the report be put back on the screen? Okay. Thank you. Friends, as we prepare to ballot, just a reminder, so we can reduce the number of invalid ballots, please vote for 2. If you vote for less than 2 or more than 2, they would be invalid, and you must be 2 different people. The names are placed for your convenience. There are no guidance into who you can vote for, but they are there for your convenience. I'm going to ask that we stand now and Ava to pray, and before the ballots are given out, you give Ava a couple of minutes to get back to her place. All right? Let us be in an attitude of prayer.
Let us pray. Sa among mahigugmaon ug balaan nga Dios, salamat Ginoo nga naka-elect na kami og isa ka bishop. Lord, kailangan pa mi og duha. Busa Lord, tagai kami wisdom sa amo ang pagdesisyon karong panahon na Ginoo before kami mo biya niining lugar, Lord. Tabangi kami sa among paghunahuna og sa among pagsulat, giyahi ang among hunahuna og among mga kamot Ginoo sa among pagbutang pagbutar sa tao nga imong gitawag Lord God para sa episcopacy. Lord, among giduyog kining tanan, among giduol kining tanan Ginoo sa imuhang balaan nga ngalan. Pinaagi lamang sa imong bugtong anak nga si Jesucristo nga among Dios ug manluluwas. Amen.
Amen. Please distribute the ballots in a couple of minutes. Give it a couple of minutes. Okay, she is back with her delegation.
Nakakatatlong paleta ng damit ni Pastor Astoko eh. Di ba mata?
Let's remain silent a little bit longer. When you've turned in your ballot, would ask you to sit. There'll be an announcement following the closing of the ballot you don't want to miss. There are still a few ballots out. Few ballots out. Let's remain in order. I will know that you have submitted your ballots when I see you seated. There's still ballots out. Persons are still voting. All right. I see some persons standing. I want to be sure that you've submitted your ballot. All those ballots are in. I believe all the ballots are in. I invite the tellers to report the ballots. This ballot is now closed. We are going to impound this ballot during the dinner hour, and we want to ask the Board of Tellers to report back at 7:15 to begin canvassing this ballot. The Secretary has announcements. It's our recommendation that we convene at 7:30 for our concert. Mr. Secretary, does the Secretariat have announcements?
These are the names of those for the University Senate from the College of Bishops. Dr. Manny Jaramilla, Reverend Dr. Max Aguirre, Dr. Prese Biuya, Aguinaldo, Dr. Prese Biuya, Dr. Dan Miranda, Dr. Florida Labuyan, Dr. Mike Garcia, Jonathan Olanday, Francisco Bilog, and Robert Ladia. Those are the 9 names, Bishop, for the University Senate.
Those are the nominees from the College of Bishops to compose the University Senate. If you will approve those names, raise your hand. If you're against, it is done. Thank you very much. Yes,
Another announcement, Bishop. Yung pong pinaikot nating listahan na pipirmahan ninyo kung kayo ay mananatili beyond December 16. Kailangan pong ibalik sa ating tresurera para po ma-inform yung mga hotel.
Yes. Chef, ako na ba?
Ando na daw. Pwede pong mabalik sa tresurera po yan as soon as possible. Sige po.
Yes.
Yes po. Yun yung ating, yun ang isang concern natin, yung hotel reservation. Kasi yung 24/7, meron po kasi silang event on sa Sunday yata. Kaya gusto nilang tignan kung ilan ang ating, kanina ang sabi nila 46 ang kailangan nilang hindi pwedeng i-occupy na rooms. So, nakita ko pero marami pang hindi nagpi-fill up. Please fill up the form para alam namin ang gagawin namin and where to relocate you, if ever. Another thing is yung mga buses po dito. Meron po kasing Sleep Solano na mga buses, Florida at saka Baliwag. Those who are going home, sa Sunday, dapat makapagpa-reserve na po bukas. Ang trips po, yung Florida bus is panggabi lang po, isang trip lang at 9 p.m. Yung Baliwag po, 2 trips yan, 1 in the morning, another in the evening, at 8 o'clock in the morning at saka 9 o'clock in the evening. First come, first serve din po ito. Kaya yung mga nagbabalak na uuwi na, before that, please inform us para masabihan natin kung makapagpa-reserve kayo. Otherwise, mag-chance passenger naman po, na lang po kayo. So yung hotel reservation natin, hinaantay nila ngayong araw na ito. Otherwise, malaking problema yan kung hindi ko kayo maire-relocate sa ibang hotel.
Brother Erning, yes.
Bishop, announcement sa Judicial Administration, magpulong po dito sa simbahan 7 o'clock pagkatapos po ng hapunan.
Alright, Judicial Administration. Yes, Attorney Beltran.
Yung pong lahat ng mga delegado ng Middle Philippines Annual Conference, lumipat po yung mga pastor dito. At magpulong tayo. Salamat po. Bago tayo kumain.
Brother Manlikmot. Sandali lang. After him.
Palawan Philippines Annual Conference, Pastor Ray Manglikmot. I just want to ask, because I have heard that...
Please be silent for a moment. Somebody's speaking.
Because I have heard that we can nominate for the office of the Chancellor. So, I would like to know to whom we shall submit our nomination.
Ibigay niyo muna sa Secretariat. Okay.
Thank you po.
Yes, Sister Kathleen.
Tinatawagan po ulit ang pansin ng lahat ng mga kapatid na mga diakonesa to please stay. Thank you.
Alright.
Bishop.
Yes, Brother Galan.
Muli po, lahat po ng members ng Committee on Rituals and Worship, for the last time, we need to meet at 7 dito po sa monoblock chairs ng clergy. Again, for the last time, the members of the Committee on Rituals and Worship, we need to meet at 7 dito po sa monoblock chairs clergy side.
Alright. Anybody else? Yes, Brother Mendelio.
Announcing the meeting of the ad hoc committee after dinner. See me in front so we can discuss the matter given to us. Thank you.
Alright, is there any other matter now? Kung wala mga kapatid, remember you must be back by 7:30. 7:30. Let us all rise, and Brother Ladja, will you lead us in prayer? Robert Ladja.
Sa maghapon na pag-ingat mo sa amin, Panginoon, ay aming naranasan ang mabiyayang oras at panahon. Nagpapasalamat kami. Muli patuloy mo kaming ingatan, subaybayan, maging ang mga pagkain na aming tatanggapin ay sapat na magbigay sa amin ng kalakasan at patuloy mo kaming subaybayan sa lahat pang aming gawain. Ito'y aming dalangin na may pasasalamat sa pangalan ni Jesus. Amen.
Okay. Some dinner.
Baka po may mga magpapa-calendar. Paki-submit lamang po habang nandito pa ho kami. Two copies po bawat magpapa-calendar. Ang isasubmit po nyo sa secretariat.
Okay, no problem.
Calling Angie Broncano, please. Calling Dr. Angie Broncano.
The Committee on Episcopacy. Attention, Vice Chair, Ms. Loida Lindo. The Committee on Episcopacy will meet at 7 inside the sanctuary. The Siporo will also meet tonight after the concert. Reverend Akdal, Reverend Rudel Akdal, Dr. Rudel Akdal. The Committee on Episcopacy will meet at 7 inside the sanctuary.